Good morning, it's Tony Hayes from Paranormal Investigation UK. Today's date is the 12th of October 2021, and today we're looking at some footage, CCTV footage that's come in from the Cheshire investigation, a long-standing case since we've had since May of 2020. This particular one is movie 311, and it's relative to this camera here. Now, what we've had over the last number of days is this hallway area suddenly sprung into life, and we had multiple sounds being recorded here. Because the doors are obviously shut, none of the other cameras picked it up, and likewise we're now in the main office and there's this camera here, camera 2, that's picked this sound up. This camera hasn't, so that's suggestive that whatever's caused this sound is quite close to this camera here. So that's what we're going to do now. So there we have the outside. Now, although the camera's pointing outside, the microphone is actually inside. It's just, that's the way it's been set up. And the main reason we've done that is that initially when we're starting to get noises within this particular building, that there's always a suspicion of some sort of third-party human involvement. So this camera itself, which are all infrared, monitors the rear of this building. We've got cameras on all, the full 360 of this building. Had anyone been on the grassed area, the camera obviously is going to light up with the infrared, and would capture that. Plus any movement here, there is a security light on this wall. It's about here somewhere. So, problem is the sound is inside the building, certainly not outside. We're not loud enough to trigger the other camera. So let's get straight into this one. Those of you following this case will be used to this now by now. Alright, here we go. Okay, stop that a second. That's a bit different. Right, okay, that is different. What we seem to have got there are 3 sounds. Undoubtedly, that's what's triggered the camera. If there's anything else in the footage, doesn't appear to be anything else that's in there. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to amplify this slightly, and I'm going to go listen to the rest of it just to see if there's anything there that might give us some clues. With 10 seconds to go. Okay, I'm satisfied. I can get rid of that now. There, had someone been in the room, I've amplified it enough yeah, 3 times the volume, maybe 4 times the volume. So what is this going on? Right. Right, what I'm actually going to do, I know there's nothing else there, I can get rid of that. Let me just delink it. Yeah, sorry, delink. Right. That's what we've got. I'm actually going to separate these 3. So what we've actually, it's like it's look like some amplification. No, I haven't. Okay. It's quite close to this, what I call the window cam. It points outwards, but the microphone is definitely positioned. It's just got the microphone with my elbow. But the microphone's positioned pointing in towards the building, so it's obviously close enough to get the alarm for the camera, but not close enough to the other one, or loud enough for the other one. I think the way I'm going to work it, I'm going to split these up. They appear to be connected to one another, so the way that I tend to go with it is, let me just show on the track slightly. I can actually time stretch it, so what I'm going to do, get rid of the rest of it, so I'm just really left with this section here. Okay, what I do now, I'm actually going to expand it. This should take the actual noises themselves. Might take them far enough away where I can actually split them. Let's just give it 200. That's the problem on there. Okay. So what I do now is grab that. Make another track up. Insert it in there. And get rid of that. Then I've got this next piece here. So what I'll do, it's going to be quite difficult, this one. Yeah, I'm on maximum there. I think the only way I can deal with that is probably volume it. Right, that bit there. I'll pop another track in. I can practically remove that second blip is associated with that sound there. Right. Okay. What we do then is just simply just put it back to the speed back to 0. That was that one. And that one. So what we've got what we've got now is three sound files really. 3 bangs followed by this. It sounds like a voice, so we'll see where this one takes us. I've not amplified it, but I will be doing shortly. Okay, let's get the analyzer up. Okay. I'll treat that one differently, I think. Yeah, because these two are very similar sort of volumes, so what we'll do, we'll loop that. Let's find out what frequency this is behaving on. Quite numerous reflections there. When we hear these particular unusual sounds, the owner does go into the building and attempts to try and debunk it and find a rational reason for it, but 9 times out of 10 we're just unable to find a rational reason for it. Nothing seems to be on the floor. Okay. But when they actually come in for the first time, they generally get sent in either early hours of the morning or in the morning from the night before. I will always go and review them instantly, normally with headphones. If anything jumps out at me, I'll start to ask questions such as, when you're in the office, can you look around the particular area to see if there's anything out of place that may explain it? So that all that's done well in advance of the reviews themselves. If there's anything that is found, excuse me, that generally I'll note it in the actual folder. I'll put a note in there. There's nothing associated with it. So, with that in mind, there's obviously attempts been trying to be made to debunk it. We've not been able to do so. This made the first two, I think, are just general unusual sounds. The frequency is quite huge, quite a fair spread of frequency on both of them. I've just put them both in that folder. Yeah, that's the first one. And that's the second. Very similar, a little bit more bass sounding. Yeah, the second one is a little bit louder, because I think also the second one has still got all the, it's happened so quickly, it's like tap tap, happened so quickly. Some of the frequency of the first rap is still present, and the reason why it looks a bit thicker. One is going to be an unusual one, is when we then look at this, what sounds like a voice is this last one. So this is going to be interesting. So just that's normal volume. What I can do, I can actually slow the tempo down a bit. Get the right one. $1.50 default value, so slowed it down by about 50%. Is that a voice? That's normal volume as well. if you're in the room and this happened, you would hear that. I've not amplified it at all. All the amplifications is switched right off, as you can see there on 0. So we'll take a screenshot of that. I can't really formulate a word unless you've got any ideas of what that could be. I think it's just a question of simply recording the two noises followed by what sounds like an EVP. It's slowed down. It's not really brought it into it. It's not helped us by any stretch. So I'm not sure. There isn't a problem with that. We haven't got the answers for everything, so we'll just record that. It's 2 unexplained bangs followed by what sounds like a voice-ish, question mark it, and then we move on to the next one. Okay, see you on the next movie.